If you're watching this video, it's probably because you have an auto styling shop and you want to grow that shop extremely quickly this year. So I've created a short video walking through everything you need to do in order to actually make that happen. Stick to the end of this video and I promise you're going to know exactly what you need to do in order to have a massive shop by the end of 2025. And my company has helped over 100 other shops scale up, and I've just recently started my own shop as well. And we've already booked over $8,500 in jobs in under 2 weeks. So there's two main things that need to happen in your business in order for you to explode in 2025. Number one is get leads. Without leads, you have no business, you have no opportunity to sell customers, you have no opportunity to generate revenue. The biggest thing that you need to do in your business is start getting a massive amount of leads coming in week after week, month after month on a consistent basis. Now, there's two different types of leads. We're going to have B2C or business to consumer, and then B2B or business to business. B2C is going to be you just selling your service directly to the client. B2B is going to be something such as a dealer partnership where you're essentially subcontracting work or they're white labeling your services. And you're going to have slightly different methods for getting these two types of clients or two types of leads, I should say, because getting the client, converting the lead is going to be another story. That's going to be sales. To get retail or B2C clients, you're going to want to focus primarily on Google ads and on Facebook ads. These are both great platforms. They've got slightly different advantages and they work in slightly different ways. Facebook is going to be a much lower cost per lead, but a much lower lead quality. It's going to take you a lot more leads to actually get the conversions. Google is going to cost a lot more per lead. It's going to take longer to optimize, but the quality on Google is far, far higher. You're going to typically be able to have an higher average ticket or a higher average order value, but it is going to cost a bit more and it's going to take longer to optimize. So that's how both of those work. For getting B2B contracts or dealer contracts, which will bring more consistency to the business than the retail side, you're going to want to focus primarily on outreach. So this could be walking into dealers, shaking hands, getting to know them, and attempting to close them up. It can also be cold email. It can be cold DM. There's a variety of ways. Typically, what you want to do to start with, especially when you're first trying to lock in consistent revenue, is just go into the dealer, talk to them, see what you can get done. You're going to have the highest chance of actually converting when using this strategy. Now, if you've already got revenue coming in, set up cold email. It's going to be practically automated, and you can do that on top of everything else that you've got going on. So the reason why, now that we've kind of gone over what we need to do, the reason why we need to do it is because if you don't have leads, as I covered briefly before, you don't have opportunities to sell. No leads, no opportunity, no business. At the end of the day, you could be the best in the world at what you do, but if nobody knows, it doesn't really matter. You need attention in order to grow and in order to scale. Now, I'm going to quickly break down how to execute on each of these three main strategies: Facebook, Google, and outreach to dealers. So on Facebook, the top three things to focus on are going to be your ad creative, your offer, and your targeting. Your creative, you need to be testing at least 3 to 10 creatives per week when you first start running your ads. Reason being, you need to find a winner. You also need to be testing probably 2 to 3 offers per week until you find a winner there. Once you've narrowed down what's actually working in your market, you can look into testing with audiences and seeing, okay, now that we've got this down, let's find a segment of the market that's going to respond more aggressively to this ad and get us a lower cost per lead. So order of testing is going to be creative, offer, and then audience. Each of these need to be done multiple times per week as you scale up, especially when you're at higher spend. Facebook doesn't take a long time to optimize in terms of the algorithm, so you can quickly test and find winners. Now, Google is going to be a little different. Google, you're going to want to test primarily your keywords, your headlines, and your landing page. You need to have high intent keywords that are getting quality leads who actually have money to pay you. Don't have your keywords be anything about cost, cheapest, price, etc. Have it be more around expert, quality, best, near me. Those types of keywords are going to be a lot higher intent. They're going to get you better leads, and you might pay slightly more per lead, but it's going to be worth it because you can charge more on an average per lead, and you're also going to close a higher percent. Now, once you've got your keywords dialed in, you can shift over to focusing on the actual ads, the headline, and then also the description. Description's not as important as the headline, but still, it will be important. Your headlines need to build trust. They need to catch attention. They need to show the audience what you do, and also call them to action. So, take an action to actually contact us, etc. Once you've got that down, you've got keywords that are getting you the right type of attention, you've got headlines converting that attention into clicks, you're going to need to focus on the landing page. With the landing page, you need to be converting as high a percent as possible of the people that actually come on into leads. Typically, you want to have a minimum of 5% conversion rate of the people who come onto the landing page and convert into leads. That should be a baseline, and you should really be aiming for somewhere in the 10 to 15% conversion rate. That is a baseline, and you really should be aiming for somewhere in the 10 to 15% conversion rate range. Now, the biggest factors of the actual landing page, because that is a subcategory, it's something of its own, are going to be the headline and then the form. So what questions are you asking on the form, and what is the headline actually saying? Is it calling them to take the action? Is it giving them an offer? Is it building trust? Play around with it, see what works in your area, and stick with that. So that's Facebook, that's Google. Now on to dealers. What are we actually going to do here? Well, like I said before, the most effective thing for you to do is actually just going to be walk into dealers, shake hands, and seal up those contracts. There's not going to be a specific script, a specific thing that I can tell you to say it's going to work the best, but you just need to stay confident, have what you need prepared. So have your insurance, have your license, your prices prepared. Go in, explain what you do, be genuine, and see what you can get done. And don't give up after the first no. Keep going in time and time again, week after week, every couple weeks, to keep them in the loop and increase your chances of conversion down the line. Now with cold email, you can set that up pretty easily. You want that to typically be under 150 characters, and you can set it to automatically send to dealers in your area without you really having to do much until they actually reply. Super good, super automated, but not quite as effective for quick closes as going into dealers will be. Now, once you've kind of got that down, you've got your leads coming in, this will be more for the retail side than the dealer side, but you've got leads coming in, you've got Google, Facebook, both optimized. You're going to need a system to convert those leads. You're going to need to get really good at sales. You're going to need to have systems in place to automatically follow up with leads, to keep leads organized, and make sure that you're actually getting what you pay for with those leads, because Facebook and Google are paid ads. You need to make sure that you're converting as much as possible. So there's going to be two real sections here. There's going to be on the call and then off the call, or the sales call. Off of the call, you need to be calling leads within 5 minutes. There's a study from MIT, 100x decrease in contact rate, 21x decrease in qualification rate from 5 to 30 minutes. So just a 25-minute difference in call time, and both seem fast. I talked to shop owners who call their leads within an hour, 2 hours, and they think it's fast, but in reality, that is way too slow. Call within 5 minutes. The second thing is also going to be involved in 5. It's going to be 5 days. Every single day for 5 days after the lead comes in, if they don't pick up, you need to be calling them. You need to be getting them on the phone every day, 5 days. Call them. I've had so many leads, I can't even tell you. Even in my own shop, where they don't answer on the first day, I call them every day. And on the 5th day, they pick up and they close up for a $2,000 ceramic coating. So do not undervalue any leads. And you need to understand that there is probably over 10, 20, 30, 40, depending on how much leads you have, $50,000 plus just sitting in your pipeline waiting to be called, but you don't have the systems in place to follow up right now. So you need to have that, and you need to have a pipeline that's actually organized to allow you to effectively follow up. That's the main things off the call. On the call, you do need somewhat of a structure. You can't just go in and give them a price. This is a huge mistake that I see a ton of shop owners making. You need to have a framework at bare minimum explaining or giving you guidance on what to go through. So what we do is intro, discovery, pitch, close. Super simple, 4 steps, but having that structure is going to help so much with the call. Intro is extremely short. That's just going to be explaining why you're calling. Discovery is going to be diving into, and this is the important part, diving into the prospect's pain, their problem, what they're trying to get or what their goal is, and then why they want that goal or why the pain is important. Once you found these things out, you can transition into a pitch that's based around the benefits or the solution that you have. How are you going to solve their pain? How are you going to solve their problem? And how are you going to help them achieve their goal outcome? You do not want to pitch solely based around your process and what you do. This is not going to get you as many closes as you should. It should be based, again, around the benefits and around that prospect-specific situation. Then for the close, what we like to do is an A/B close. So 2 options. For example, in my shop, I do a 10-year coding and a 5-year coding. The 10-year coding is $19.95 and the 5-year coding is just $9.95. The 10-year is very high priced for my specific market, but having it up there makes the $9.95 seem way, way lower, which is still, for my market, which is Chicago, a relatively good price, relatively high price. It makes it seem a lot lower though when we anchor with that 2K 10-year. And when the people do go with the 10-year, it's obviously just extra money in our pocket. So have a good system to call leads within 5 minutes, to follow up effectively, and organize everything in your pipeline. Have a framework on the call so that you're actually digging into the prospect situation and pitching around that, and you will close more deals. So the 2 biggest things, just to put this all in a nice little wrapper, are marketing and sales. So those are the only 2 things that matter in your business. Lock in on those in 2025, treat it like a full-time job, and you will make so much money. All right, watch the video on the screen now. You're gonna learn exactly how to run Facebook ads, and I will see you in the next one.